don't believe he'll have enough for the first down. It'll be close.
Yeah, he's still a yard shy. Line judge on this side stayed right on the line of scrimmage, and he never moved, and he's spotting the ball at the same spot. So we're going to have 4th and 1, it looks like.
Garden City had to convert a 4th down on their drive, ultimately able to score a touchdown there for the Buffaloes. Let's see if Great Bend can't do the same, as it will be a 4th and 1 from the Garden City 43-yard line, as Panthers sub out Jacob Hall. Panthers getting the call in. Great Bend using the 3 assigned callers. I'll remind everyone that Panther football tonight is brought to you in part by the University of Kansas Health Systems Great Bend campus, the Field House, and by Keller Real Estate and Insurance Company. Now as Great Bend comes out, the jumbo look, Colton Brock, Kale Kern in the backfield with Min. It's a handoff going left. They have the first down yardage. Miller stumbling, almost had a bigger gain, but still enough for the first down for Great Bend, as Cody Miller works his way down almost to the 35-yard line of the Buffaloes. Instead, he'll have it for Great Bend at the 37 with a fresh set of downs for Great Bend.
Yeah, some nice blocking on this left side by Matthew Johnson and Trenton Kern. They just kind of caved it down, gave it a nice opening, and if he could have kept his feet, he's in the end zone.
And now trips out to the right for Great Bend. Colton Brock out there now. Cody Miller motioning outside. Looking like they want to throw it quickly to Miller. Min scrambling to his right, looking downfield, gets it out, caught in traffic that time, as Maddox Spray able to go up and make the play. His second reception now of the night.
Yeah, minimal gain, but looking downfield, Garden City had everybody blanketed. You know, you get in a scramble drill like that, somebody's got to go long to give him an opening. Nobody did, and then you got to work. Maddox did what you're supposed to do and work back to his quarterback, gave him the numbers to hit.
Absolutely. Now with 3 minutes 15 seconds to go, Garden City leading 7-0 here against Great Bend. However, Great Bend has a 2nd and 7 from the Garden City 33-yard line. It's a screen to the left of Maddox Spray. He's got a little bit of space at the 30 as he'll work his way down to the 25, called the 24 of Garden City, and it will be enough for a first down as Maddox Spray gets about 8 yards. The Panthers needed 7. Panther senior able to find the chains or work it ways downfield, pick up a fresh set of downs for Great Bend.
Yeah, that is another little screen. Great block on the outside by Ian Premer, and sprung him for 10 yards. And you know, you're going to see this go, and then we're going to have a pump and go, and hopefully it ends up in a touchdown.
As Great Bend has it 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line of Garden City. Motioning Cooper Omont from the left side to the right. Now he'll turn up. Daxton Min looks to that right side. Doesn't like what he finds. Scrambling left. Looking deep. Ian Premer in the end zone. Near the end zone. He'll catch it just shy. He'll have it at the 1-yard line for Great Bend. Looks like Premer was going to try to stretch it to the end zone. Had to come back for it. Works his way over the defender. And Premer able to come down with a 23-yard reception to set the Panthers up on the 1-yard line. However, there is a little bit of some yellow laundry on the field. Let's see what that call is. Might be an illegal man downfield.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I was busy watching the formation. We had split out. Gosh, I think it was Trenton Kern was out. That's kind of a split out here next to Ian. And I don't know, they're talking about it now, but I don't know what was wrong with the formation. I didn't see that, but somebody just got downfield a little sooner than they should have. And usually on a scramble that happens. I didn't see that happen because I was trying to see what Trenton Kern was going to do out there in his. They split a tackle all the way out almost to the sideline. So it's a weird formation, but they got something brewing with that.
As now with 2.5 minutes, that will knock Great Bend back. Going to be a 1st and 20 from
15.
1st and 15, excuse me, from the Panther, or from the Garden City 29-yard line. As Great Bend now 3 receivers to the left. Snap is back. It's a fake. Daxton Min keeping off the right side. Breaks a tackle. He'll have it past the 30. Moved it to the 25. Now close to the 20. And going to be dragged down out of bounds. we'll get a couple of flags coming in. I imagine there'll probably be one on Garden. However, with the 2 late ones following that, you might think there was some retaliation penalty. Hopefully, Panthers able to keep their heads here as we'll await the call.
Yeah, he got him. He grabbed him inbounds, but he rode him almost to the track, and then it looked like a canary shoot. We had yellow everywhere, and looks like they're sorting it out. Could have been something on the tail end that we did retaliate. Let's hope not, because that
would negate a great scramble there by Daxton Minton.
But they're going to be dead ball fouls, so the get down's going to count. If they do offset each other, you're going to have the down count. We're going to have the ball around the 7-8 yard line, and if it's only one on them for roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness, whatever it could be, we're going to have a half distance to the goal, which puts us even closer.
And there are 2 penalties here. We have a late hit.
Yep. So it was just one flag. They were just sorting it out, and half the distance. So we're going to have 1st and goal at the 9.
So after all of the discussion, we saw 3 separate flags get thrown out right around the 20-yard line of Garden City. So after it is all sorted out now, Great Bend going to have a 1st and goal from the Garden City 9-yard line. See if the Panthers can't work their way down for a score. Tie this game up as with 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Garden City leads 7-0.
This has been a great answer so far. We just got to finish the deal.
Still pistol look for Great Bend. Snaps back. It's a handoff going to Miller off the left side. He's met at the line of scrimmage, maybe a little behind it, depending on how they're going to mark it. Looking like it'll just go down as no gain for Miller, as the Panthers will now be facing a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. Clock ticks under 2 minutes to go here in our opening quarter. And Great Bend going to be working with 3 wide receivers out to the left side. Cody Miller in the backfield with Daxton Minton. 3 receivers off to the left. That's Ian Premer, Colton Brock, Maddox Spray, Jacob Hall, the lone receiver over on the right side. Snap is back. Minton looking left. Doesn't like what he sees. Going to have to scramble away from some pressure. Almost brought down. Still stays alive. Cody Miller almost sets up a good block. However,
he lost the ball.
Lost the ball in there.
But Trenton Kern was right there to cover it up.
So Minton scrambling all around, lost the ball as he was trying to reverse field for the 2nd time in that scramble. Luckily enough, Great Bend offensive lineman able to fall on it. We do have a flag. Glad to see Kern not roughed up on that. Looked like kind of got rolled up on at the end.
Is a weird cover-up of a fumble. I didn't really see it, but it was. We'll see what the penalty is here.
I did not see the ball pop out there. Minton kept scrambling like he still had it, and I don't know if he quite knew he dropped it. The guy chasing him definitely didn't know he dropped it, as they're still working through this penalty.
Well, they just marched 5 yards off on us, so I don't know. I don't know why Garden wouldn't decline, so it must be a dead ball foul's all that I can figure.
As I'll remind everyone that Panther football tonight is brought to you by the Marmy Auto Group, Advanced Therapy and Sports Medicine, Sutherland's, and the Rosenberg Family Dentistry. Now, what was the call there?
He evidently didn't fumble it. He must have passed it forward and Trenton touched it, so you have illegal touch, which is a loss of down. So that's why Garden takes it. You get the down plus 5 yards. So I didn't see him throw the ball. So
and we did have a clock reset it back to 1:06. So the Panthers gain a little bit, but still facing a 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line. Snap back. Daxton Minton rolling to his right, looking downfield, has someone in the end zone. Not able to find the mark as Jacob Hall had a chance on it. Looked like it may have been tipped late by a Garden defender. However, Hall in the end zone could have had a tying score, as with just 47 seconds to go, Garden City leads Great Bend 7-0. Great Bend facing a 4th and goal from the 14-yard line. Believe Panthers will send the field goal unit onto the field, so Diego Soto going to have a chance to put the first points of the night up on the board for Great Bend. It'll be about a
31 yards.
31-yarder. Had to take the second to do the calculation. That's why I'm glad I got the sharp-minded Randy Wetzel up here. Get it quick. 5 seconds on the game clock as Great Bend gonna have to burn a timeout trying to set up for the field goal here. Had someone run on the field late. We'll go ahead and take a timeout with them as Garden City leads Great Bend 7-0 with 47 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Stick around on B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther football.
Great Bend Athletics is a reliable partner since 1944.
Welcome back on into B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther football. Great Bend having to take a timeout while trying to get set up for a field goal attempt, a 31-yarder here for Diego Soto. You hope they don't need that timeout later in this game as they'll only have 2 going forward. Luckily, Garden City does only have 2 as well. Soto getting lined up on the left hash. The 31-yarder is up.
No good.
And no good. Believe it sailed left on the Panthers, so the score will remain a 7-0 in favor of Garden City. That's just 43 seconds to go here in the first quarter as the Buffaloes will take the field. Not in great field position. We saw them have to convert a 4th down to keep the drive alive on the last series. We'll see if Great Bend can't keep the pressure on for the defense as they'll try to stop them from scoring any more points here on this drive.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of adjustments we made. I mean, we're going to have 43 seconds to see what kind of adjustments they made. But again, if we're going to put extra people up in the box, it's imperative that our corners stick with their man. Garden's doing a good job of staying with their people on the defensive end. We just got to find a way to do it on ours.
As Garden comes out, flex bone offense full effect as they're motioning Zunt around behind. They'll hand it to Ruiz up the middle. He's working his way into the middle of that Panther defense. He'll only pick up 2 yards. So with 30 seconds to go, let's see, he actually worked his way forward for about 4. So bring up about a 2nd and 6 now for 2nd and 7 for Great Bend. Or for Garden City from the Garden City 25-yard line.
They're just going to let the clock run out.
And they will let the clock run out as Garden City 7-0 lead over Great Bend here after 1 quarter. We'll go ahead and take a break. Stay right here with us as we'll have more Great Bend Panther football heading your way on B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther football. And welcome back on into B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther football this fall. We'd like to remind everyone that the Great Bend High School Booster Club is sponsored by many great businesses and individuals. Some of the platinum sponsors include Equity Bank, Smith Supply, Fastenal, Current Floor Service, Brentwood Builders, and Coldwell Banker Sell Real Estate, as all proud platinum sponsors of the GBHS Booster Club. As we begin the second quarter, Great Bend trailing the Garden City Buffaloes 7-0. Great Bend had a promising drive going, however could not keep it alive and could not convert on a 31-yard field goal. Sets up Garden with the ball on their own side of the field. Garden facing a 2nd and 6 from their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, we did a great job on our drive. It was a 13-play drive. It just took about 6 minutes, so it's all good.
As the sweep goes around to Zunt. Zunt gonna have close to the first down for Garden, coming up about a yard or two shy, pushing the ball towards the 30-yard line of Garden City. As now Great Bend gonna bring on an extra defensive lineman swap. Cooper Omot out. Does now move to a 4-man defensive front.
Yeah, on that last play, they had a double team out there on Kern as our linebacker, so our corners are going to have to come up and fill quickly if they're going to continue to do that.
And that's tough because we saw on Garden City's touchdown score, they were able to get behind our corners. Those corners need to be playing in the run and the pass. As Garden City hands it off on 3rd and short, they'll have enough for the first down as they'll push it towards their own 35-yard line on that right side. Garden City now moving from right to left, as we'll have a fresh set of downs for the Buffaloes. Great Bend trying to stop the Garden City offense that can really control clock when they want to, able to run the ball, run some time off the clock, limit possessions. Talk to Coach Beck. He knows Great Bend's going to have to capitalize on every opportunity that they have as Garden City lines up ready for the first down from their own 33-yard line. Snap now back as Gomez hands it off. It's Ruiz running up the middle. He's trying to work his way forward as he'll pick up about 2 yards. Great Bend defense standing strong. Brings up a 2nd and 8.
Trent Kern did a good job of getting right there in the hole and meeting him right at the line of scrimmage or thereabouts.
And so Panthers looking like they want to sub in a 5th D lineman, decide against it as a little bit of confusion. Cooper Lyles, he's the guy that gets subbed off, and they bring that 5th lineman on. He's the outside linebacker.
We need to get somebody off because we got 12 out there that I count. Am I wrong?
I count 11, but
Okay.
I might not be counting as they started to run someone off, but they pulled him off.
Oh, okay.
They started to run Tatum Harper on as there'll be a sweep going to Zunt around that side. He'll only pick up about 3 yards.
Yeah, this is good job of stringing it out and letting the pursuit catch up to him and find him.
So that makes it 3rd and 5. And the sweep going outside as 2 seniors, Cooper Lyles, Deion Jones, able to bring down the runner for Garden City. Buffalo's now working some substitutions on us with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Garden City leads 7-0 against Great Bend. Garden City 3rd and 5 at their own 38-yard line.
And we need to keep it 3rd and 5.
They come out, tight ends lined up on that right side. Gomez teeps it going that way, fakes the reverse. He's going to have the first down yard just barely as Cale Kern met him at right around the line to gain. Could not quite get there in time. We've seen Garden City run that fake reverse motion in their first drive. Panthers respected the drive, but Gomez not afraid to keep it, works his way up for a first down for the Buffaloes.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of losing contain again, and a lot of it's because of that motion back. You got to respect the reverse, and it's eye candy, and our guys are just a little hesitant on making their move towards the quarterback.
So still 4 defensive linemen for Great Bend. Another jet in motion as there'll be a handoff going to the right for Allen. Allen breaks the tackle. Now we'll have about a 9-yard gain on the first down for Garden City as he moves it across the midfield stripe, moves it down close to the 48-yard line of Great Bend as Garden City will start to push into Great Bend territory. Looking like Great Bend going to move that 5th defensive lineman on now as Tatum Harper runs off. Cooper Lyles running off. Last time Great Bend, very good formation for stopping the run. However, both corners now need to understand Garden City much more likely to try to take a deep shot. You got 5 hands in the dirt. Going to be having to look. They struck from the 30 last time, so maybe a little farther out than they want to take a shot on. However, on 2nd and 2 might be the time for it as now Great Bend snap is back for Garden City. Garden City just running full steam ahead as they will have enough for the first down, picking up about 5 on the 3rd and 2. So they'll move it across the Panther 45-yard line, have it down at Great Bend 44 on the right hash. Garden City moving from right to left as you look from the press box. I'd like to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Equity Bank. We're right here beside you, equitybank.com. now as Garden City has a 1st and 10 from the Panther 44-yard line. Buffalo's lead 7-0 here, 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. A lot of bodies over there on that right side of the line for Garden City. It'll be a pitch there going with Ruiz to the right. He's quickly met after line of scrimmage, and a group of Panthers chase to the ball, and they'll stop him for maybe a yard gain on the play.
Yeah, that's a excuse me. That's a good job of contained there. Did a great job of, Cale Kern did, of fighting off the blocker and making the runner turn up into him and wait for the pursuit to come up. But Cale made the play on that by the pursuit.
And it's hard to tell what Garden City's going to do because they'll put a bunch of bodies to one side, then run a reverse going to the opposite side of the field. As with just under 7 minutes to go here, Garden City taking their second time out of the half. We'll go ahead and take time out with them as Garden City leads Great Bend 7-0 here from Great Bend Memorial Stadium. Stick around on B1043 The Point as we'll have more Great Bend football coming your way right after this.
As we take time to recognize our
And welcome back into B1043 The Point, your home for Great Bend Panther football. Garden City takes a time out as the clock dips just under 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Buffaloes lead the Panthers 7-0 as Garden City working with a 2nd and 9 from the Great Bend 43-yard line. So far, Garden City controlling the clock, able to work some time off. Great Bend, though, had a good drive of their own going before this also ate up a chunk of time. Panthers unable to capitalize with a score on that drive now as Garden City comes out. Great Bend still working for defensive linemen against the flex bone of the Buffaloes. It'll be a fake going left as it's a deep pass. Panthers have a chance on Ian Premer, comes away with the interception. He'll now have it at the 25, gets it to the 30. He has it at the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50 for the Panthers. Gets it across half field to the 45 of Garden City. He'll have it down to the 43 as Ian Premer gets his 4th interception of the year for the sophomore. We've seen him be making plays all year. A big return sets Great Bend up in great position on the Garden City side of the field.
Yeah, Ian did a great job. He was just sitting back there as a safety, and he got him a little birthday present, threw it right up there. And speaking of birthdays, my granddaughter had her 12th birthday today. We got to go up, spend a little time with her, and I'm missing the ice cream cake.
You're missing the ice cream cake. Hopefully, pretty good game here. Hopefully they'll save you a slice.
Let's
also,
hope.
Birthday's Colton Brock. Birthday on senior night for the young man. See if he can't get some action involved as the Panthers coming out on the Garden City 44-yard line. Panthers in the pistol. Colton Brock, Cody Miller lined up to the left. The play running to the right now. Miller gets it up to the 40. He's got some space to the 35, almost to the 30. Looking like an illegal tackle there. Might have gotten the hand a little.
He grabbed him by the top of the head and pulled him back.
He's going to have a face mask, I believe, called on the play as that'll tack on. Is that a 15-yarder?
Yeah, that's 15. Well, yeah, we're outside the 30. It's actually a half distance inside the 30, but we can get the full 15 here.
There we go. So Great Bend.
Oh, they only called the incidental one. They only called, and high school's the only one to still do this. They have an incidental 5-yard face mask, and that's what they called it.
In the higher leagues, they've taken that kind of level of discernation away from the refs as the run going now to Cody Miller's sweep off the left side as he's getting met at the line of scrimmage, able to bounce off the tackle from Eddie Rodriguez. However, the rest of the Buffalo's defense rallies to the Panther running back, dropping him for 1-yard gain. As now with 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first half, Great Bend trailing 7-0 against Garden City. However, Panthers have it 2nd and 9 from the Garden City 25-yard line, working at the center of the field. as we'll have an empty formation for the Panthers. Cody Miller gonna work his way out as a wide receiver. 4 receivers on the left side for Great Bend. Jacob Hall, the lone one on the right. Great Bend trying to run a jailbreak screen, not able to get it away. Maybe Garden City sniffed that one out. Daxton Min rolls out to the left, trying to find one of those 4 receivers, looping back towards the middle of the field, unable to get his ball to the receiver. However, could have been disaster as a lot of Garden City defenders there. It goes incomplete, so Great Bend not ideal, but still have the ball as the clock works under 6 minutes to go. Great Bend trailing 7-0 against the Buffaloes here. Great Bend 3rd and 9 from the Garden City 25-yard line. Going to be a quick screen out to the left side. Ian Premer trying to work his way, gets across the 20, might have extended out to the 18. However, Panthers need to get to about the 16 for that first down yard line, and Premer will come up just short at the 19-yard line of the Buffaloes. So Great Bend going to be working with about a 4th and 3 to go here, trying to get a tying score as Panthers do trail 7-0. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Panthers come out 3 receivers to the right. Colton Brock, the inside slot receiver with Maddox Spray and Jacob Hall outside him. Great Bend tries to freeze the Buffaloes. Garden City able to hold their water. Great Bend looking to the sideline, gets the play as the clock ticks under 5 minutes. Cody Miller lined up to the right side now, motioning out to the left into the flat. Daxton Min on the quarterback keeper. He's got some space to the 10, to the 5. Brought down just shy of the 3-yard line of Great Bend. Good enough for a first down. I love that play from the Panthers. We've seen it a couple times. They start with Cody Miller to one side of Daxton Min, motion him behind Daxton, and he turns into an option play. And the Buffaloes respect it. They key on Miller, but Min's got the speed, got the athleticism to take the lane, cuts it up, and gets a first down as Great Bend is now facing a 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Panthers get the jumbo formation out. It's Cale Kern, Colton Brock in front of Cody Miller. Run going off to the left side. Miller working his way for the goal line. Not going to quite get there.
Yeah, he did a good job of a little jump cut in the hole to make a man miss to gain 2 yards. Just got to keep grinding to get one in there.
And so it'll be about maybe a yard gained by Great Bend that time. Call it 2 as they'll have a 2nd and 2 now. Great Bend still in that jumbo formation. It's going to be a quarterback sneak going up the middle with Minton, and he will get in. Pushes his way, bursts through the end of the pile, and with just under 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes 54 seconds in the second quarter, Great Bend has a chance to tie it on the extra point as Daxton Minton gets in on the quarterback sneak, set up on the interception from Ian Premer, and with that score, it is a touchdown, which means it is time for the score first with the Panthers. The third person to text their name to 620-639-6946. Again, that is 620-639-6 win will receive a gift certificate and is first person to text that number as Diego Soto comes out and makes the field goal, or makes the extra point for Great Bend. So the Panthers have it all tied up 7-7. 3 minutes 54 seconds to go in our first half. Stick around here on B104 through the point as we'll have more Panther football coming your way right after this. And welcome back into B1043, The Point, your home for Panther football this fall, as Great Bend able to tie the ball game up 7-7 here. 3 minutes 54 seconds to go in the first half. What did you see from the Panthers on that drive, Randy?
Well, good blocking and good hard-nosed running. I mean, it all started with Ian's interception and great return of about 40 yards. And then the line, they stiffened up, made some good blocks, some excellent reads by Daxton on the runs, and just good hard-nosed football.
And we have our winner of the Panthers score first as Angela Maddie. Make sure you stop by to pick up your Delgado's gift certificate as the kick from Diego Soto is up. Garden City will bring that one out to about their own 26-yard line as now Great Bend defense gonna have a chance to give the Panthers back the ball with some short time, as with 3 minutes 50 seconds on the clock. We have a tie ball game 7-7 here at Great Bend Memorial Stadium. Garden 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 26-yard line.
And after the last defensive stand, they got some confidence. They were able to stop the run on a couple runs and played great pass defense. Ian doing a great job there in the center of the field.
As now the Garden City offense taking the field. Great Bend working with 4 defensive linemen. It's a run going up the middle with Ruiz. He'll have about a 4-yard gain for the Buffaloes, working up to about a 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line of Garden City.
Yeah, we just need to do a little better job of getting off our blocks on the front line or eating more blocks up so our linebackers can flow to it.
See Owen Kaiser run back onto the field. Still just 4 defensive linemen as he replaces Blaine Ensley. Panthers have a healthy D-line rotation, helps them stay fresh against potentially some bigger opponents. That's Great Bend trying to stop them with 3 minutes, 7-7 here. Garden City working with a 2nd and 6 from their own 30-yard line. It could be an option going outside. Gomez keeping it, but fumbles the ball. Panthers have it going the other way. It's going to go for a touchdown as the Panthers scoop and score.
Wow, 2 great defensive plays back-to-back.
As Ian Premer, quick on the scoop and score, gets it at around the 25-yard line of Garden City, able to quickly make his way to the touchdown. And in under 2 minutes, Great Bend goes from down 7-0 to now up 13-7. Waiting on the extra point from Diego Soto. We'll see if he can't push it to a 7-point advantage as the clock ticks under 3 minutes. 2:55 here to go as Great Bend takes their first lead of the game. Snap is back, kick is up on the way, and it is good. So Great Bend leading 14-7 here as the defense triggering some plays for the offense.
That was a poor decision on their quarterback's part. He was going to get wrapped up, tried a late pitch, was well behind the back, and he never had a chance to get it, which is great for us. And Ian Premer did just what we talked about earlier. Our safeties and our corners are going to have to come up as run support, and he was in the right place at the right time. He's having a great night already on the defensive end.
And so we've seen Ian an interception this game, returning for 40 yards. That time just got it across the 50, almost to the 40-yard line of Garden City, set his team up nicely for the touchdown. This time, scoops and scores, takes it in himself as Great Bend now has a 14-7 lead. 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the second quarter. It's a bit of quick defense triggering some offense for Great Bend. I'd like to remind everyone tonight that Panther football is brought to you in part by Advanced Truck and Diesel, Farmers Bank and Trust, and by the Pizza Hut in Great Bend.
Yeah, our defense ought to be playing really confident right now. That's 2 stops in a row, turned them over twice. Whenever you can turn the other team over more than once, you got a great shot at winning. And now we just got to figure out how to stop them from working the field on us, which with 7-point lead, that helps us, might put them in a position where they got to pass, which is, I think, will benefit us.
Absolutely. As the kick from Soto is off, it'll be uncleanly fielded. Great Bend has it. Ethan Allen bobbles it for Garden City on the return. Great Bend flying down, able to fall on it. Jacob Hall makes the play for Great Bend. Disaster for Garden City, and Great Bend will have a chance to increase this first half lead.
Yeah, and then we get the ball to begin the second half.
It's going to be...
So this could be a twofer, and if we can take the clock all the way down. But great job of covering. The kid tried to catch it, and he kicked it with his knee and right into the waiting arms.
And you were just mentioning how it could play out for Great Bend as the snap now back to Cody Miller. Be a handoff going up the middle. He's working his way through some defenders. We do have a flag They're in the middle of the run. Curious to see what that one is. As with
I guess it's going to be a hold.
That is in the area that you generally associate there with holding, as with 2 minutes 45 seconds to go here. Great Bend leads 14-7 against Garden City. Defense turning in some offense. We'll see if a big special teams play doesn't end up and result in some Panther points. Daxton Mitten signaling that the foul is on Garden City. So instead of a hold, we get a face mask on Garden City, as Brian Hill's squad fallen apart here late in the second quarter, as Great Bend now going to have a 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line of Garden City.
Yeah, and that's just another incidental face mask. I'm guessing, Garden looks a little tired on the defense, and they're starting to tackle high. And, if you just brush across that face mask, don't grab it, but brush by it, you can get called for that 5-yarder, and that's exactly what happened.
And Great Bend goes back to the pistol, to the left. Run now going to the right, as Cody Miller met on the right side of that line. He'll work his way forward, call for about a yard gain, maybe 2, as he'll work his way down across the 14 down to the 13-yard line of Garden City with 2 minutes 10 seconds to go here in this first half. Great Bend trying to get 13 more yards, give themselves a nice 2-score advantage heading into half. And like you said earlier, Randy, they'll be getting the ball to start that third quarter. Great Bend looking at a great chance to set themselves up here now. Colton Brock shifting from left to right. It's going to be a play-action pass. Mid looking left, finds his target, gets it to Maddox Spray, as Spray is able to hold on for the ball. It was a dart from Mitten, and Spray able to get his hands on it, pull it down, and it is 20-7 here for Great Bend.
Yeah, that was a good read by Dax. He had him in the seam, and he was wide open. But Max did a great job of the ball's a little bit behind him. Max did a great job of reaching back, pulling it in for the touchdown.
And Great Bend,
a great 3 minutes, huh?
No kidding. From down 7-0 to now up 20-7 in a span of 3 minutes for Great Bend. Kick up and on the way from Diego Soto. Garden City got close. Kick still good. So now 21-7 lead for Great Bend over Garden City. Minute and 49 seconds to go in this second quarter. We'll go ahead and take our final break of the half. Go ahead and stick around here on B104.3 The Point, as we'll have the wrap up of this first half right after this. And welcome back into B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther football this fall, as Great Bend leads the Garden City Buffaloes 21-7 here on Senior Night at Great Bend Memorial Stadium. Great Bend with 4 minutes to go in this ball game, or in this first half rather, trailing 7-0. Now just quick little almost 3 minutes later, Great Bend now up 21-7.
They actually scored 14 points in about 1:06.
Impressive bit of scoring for Great Bend now. Allen will have it at the 10. He's working his way out. Will not get to the 20, as he might have gone across. Looks like he thought he wasn't down, but the marker will show he does not. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 19 for Garden City. Remind everyone that Panther football tonight is brought to you in part by S&J Trucking, the 10th Street Eye Care Center, Mex Tech, and by Delgado's Mexican Restaurant. As Great Bend defense been flexing their muscles on the past 2 drives, as they've forced 2 Garden City turnovers. Looks like the Panther defense going to go back to the three-man offense if they've put Garden City in a bit of a passing situation. Ethan Gomez rolling out to his right, keeps the eyes downfield, unable to find his target, Emilio Zunt, as Ian Premer nearly had his second interception of the night off of the tipped ball. So the clock moves down, a minute 38 seconds here to go in the second quarter. Great Bend leading 21-7 against Garden City.
Yeah, we were just backing up in a zone, and number 6 for them, Logan Avalon, he was able to sneak in behind, but we did a good job of shutting down that passing lane to make a bad throw.
As Garden City going with 3 wide receivers now, there'll be a handoff up the middle. We'll get about 7 yards for the Buffaloes. So we'll bring up a 3rd and 3 from their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what Garden was doing that to try to make their 3rd down a little manageable run and see what they do on this. And I'm guessing Coach Beck will see how this plays out, whether he calls a timeout or not.
Great Bend still working with 2, so he could call one and still have one to play with when they get the ball back. It'll be a handoff going up the middle. Garden City gonna be close. They will have the first down yardage as they'll bring up a new set of downs.
Yeah, it looks like Garden City's going to be happy to get into half only down 2 scores. Otherwise, you would have been putting the ball in the air. But, you know, after the last one was almost intercepted, maybe it's a good time just to take this to intermission.
As the clock ticks down below 2 minutes, Gomez dropping back to pass. Cale Kern bringing the pressure as Gomez be forced to throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, it was a great job on the blitz. Cale just looped around, came out, forced him outside the pocket. Garden City quarterback did the right thing, threw it out of bounds to conserve the yardage.
Cale Kern bringing pressure off the left side of the line, chasing Gomez, making him scramble right before Aiden Davidson breaks off the left side, starts applying pressure from there, forces Garden City quarterback throw it away. 42 seconds here to go in the second quarter. Buffaloes coming out facing a 2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line as the Great Bend defense is trying to stand sharp here to end the quarter. It's going to be play action pass as Gomez now drops back, gets his pass out to Zunt. We do have a flag around the line of scrimmage. And a flag now over on the Garden City sideline. So it'll be interesting to see what these penalties are. Gotta imagine that one over on the sidelines for a bit of extracurricular as late as it happened after the whistle.
Yeah, I wasn't watching over there to see what happened. It also could be a sideline warning. Coach saw the flag in the middle of the field, which usually determines it's a hold, and he might have had a few words, but we'll wait and see, let them sort it out. I've been in that position. They like to chirp at you when they think they're getting hosed.
I was gonna say, I imagine you've given out more than your fair share of sideline warnings in the day.
I really didn't. I don't know. Didn't throw flags. Now, the coach and I would have a chat about his behavior, but usually kept the flag in my pocket.
As we do have 2 penalties. One, a hold on the offense. Then after the penalty, we got unsportsmanlike conduct also against Garden. So is that now knocking it back twice because it's the one during the play?
One's a live ball, one's a dead ball, so you enforce both of them. You don't have a choice here in that situation. You get the holding penalty, then the dead ball foul, of course, is tacked on. That's a half the distance, so now they got, what,
a second and 30. The yard to gain is the 40-yard line for Garden City. They have it at their own 10, so Great Bend could potentially force a good punt out of this. Now as 30 seconds on the clock, Garden City gonna pitch it to the outside. It's Allen. He has some space as he'll work his way up to the 20. Still going to be a...
Yeah, that's a good job of rallying to the ball. Our defense was in a prevent-type defense with a... We got another flag.
I believe a player...
he's got to leave for one play, but the clock should wind, and we're going to be at half here.
And so Great Bend will take a 21-7 halftime advantage over the Garden City Buffaloes. We'll have the halftime show coming up right after this. Stick around for that and more here on the B104.3, your home for Panther football. And welcome back into your home for Panther football this fall. It's a B104.3 The Point. And before the game, I had a chance to talk to head coach Aaron Beck about some of the seniors on this team here on senior night and what they've meant to Great Bend Panther football over the year. We'll have that interview right here.
Last but not least, we'll have the Panther mascot who's been with us for all 4 years, Shining McGuire, accompanied by Candace Thomas. Students and families, thank you for everything that you have done for the Great Bend. band now takes the field for your enjoyment and entertainment. This past week, the band traveled to Central State's Marching Festival at K-State and Kimball for the WAC Marching Festival. The band received strong 2 ratings at both festivals and put their best show on the field. Tonight, we'll perform Childhood Memories Show, featuring Saturday morning cartoons, Christmas morning, trick-or-treating, and Disney Wonderland. Be on the lookout for all the characters making an appearance as we play the different themes, and feel free to sing along. We close the show featuring our all-senior color guard, who received a superior rating at K-State. Take a trip down memory lane with us. Listen closely. You might hear some beginning band memories in there too. Enjoy some childhood memories. The band is taught by Director Grant Matthews, Assistant Director Don Revere, and color guard instructors Melanie Manning and Donna Becker. The band is assisted also by Aubrey Manning. Thank you to our awesome band players for their help and support. We hope you enjoy our performance. Drum majors Ramiro Ponte and Emily Nelson, take it away.
no matter how well the game is going to be pivotal for Great Bend ball security going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's we got them right where we want them, you know, and the best part about this is having the ball. And they're in a position they haven't been in all year, so they're going to have to make some adjustments. And watching them warm up here after half, they're running a lot of passing plays that I haven't seen run out of their formation, a couple different formations that they're running. So they've made some adjustments, but they're having to come out here and coach them up at half because they've never been in this position. They've got them in this formation right here. Well, that one did see, but the one prior to, they had 3 wideouts. We never saw that in the first half. So look for them to go to 3 wideouts and put a little pressure on our defense, especially if we're in those 4- and 5-man fronts.
Yes, for Great Bend, having to run the football doesn't necessarily mean bringing bodies inside to the line of scrimmage. Coach Beck likes to run it from the spread, likes the lanes that can create for some of your zone plays. You get less guys around the scrimmage, and a running back like Cody Miller, a one-cut guy, can really take advantage of one little seam if you give it to him. Been a little bit of a quiet game so far for Cody, looking to see if he can't get that change in the second half. And speaking of Garden City, third quarter not been very favorable to the Buffaloes so far this year. Last week we saw Dodge City beat Garden City 13-0 in the third quarter. Obviously Garden City would win that game 30-13, but Garden City looks vulnerable coming out of the halftime, and with the Panthers enjoying a 14-point lead as is, should be a great chance for Great Bend to put some more points on the board, pad their lead, and hopefully cruise to a win tonight on Senior Night.
Yeah, these two offenses do it differently on their run game. You know, Garden, they put you in a flex bone where they got 2 wings and they got a lot of motion, a lot of eye candy that gets you looking and thinking and kind of run it right at you. Whereas Great Bend, it's more finesse. We spread you out, and that opens up some running lanes. You don't have the secondary coming up. So if you can get to that second level and make a man miss, you got an opportunity for a big play. Plus, their defense has been running pretty much just it's a 4-4 with their linebackers way back. They've not been up on the line of scrimmage. They've been more like 4 yards deep and trying to stop those passes that we are very good at over the middle with Sharman and Hall. They've been taking those away from us. But now that, you know, as a coach, you got to think, Great Bend's got a 2-score lead. They're probably going to run it more. So maybe those linebackers come up and we'll be able to hit something behind them for Sharman and Hall in those gaps behind the linebackers.
And something to really think about for Great Bend, we saw Daxton Minton throw a very quick, precise pass, just a touch low for Maddox Spray in the end zone. Spray able to corral it for the touchdown, but Minton showing some quick decisiveness and a rocket arm on that quick play, especially for the sophomore.
Yeah, that was just a one-step read. He got the ball, took one step, planted, and threw it, and it was a strike. You know, might have been a little outside, might have been a ball, not a ball right down the middle, but it was still good enough. And that's all you ask is make the play. And Dax did a great job of doing his assignment and hitting Maddox where he needed to hit him, right in the middle of the zone defense.
And as our halftime ends here at Great Bend Memorial Stadium, I would like to remind everyone that tonight's halftime show has been brought to you by Stone Sand Company and Stone Waste Management, Panther Strong and Great Bend Strong. Also, Panther football tonight is brought to you in part by Barton Community College. Get ahead with online or dual credit classes or earn a certificate or associate degree while in high school. Find out more at gobarton.com. As Garden City has kicked away. We are into the second half. Cooper Omont with the return. He's got up to the 30, now the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 40 of Garden City, down to the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. No one will get him as Cooper Omont starts out the second half in lightning fashion for Great Bend. Back-to-back weeks with a return touchdown for the freshman as Cooper Omont has a 27-7 lead over Garden City for the Panthers.
he did a great job at waiting for his blocks to set up, waited for the hole. Then when he saw the hole, he hit it, and there's nobody going to catch it. I thought he was going to run out a little gas there at the end, but he kept it on pace. And I didn't quite think we'd score like that, but I'll take whatever score puts it on. We got a 3-score lead, which is a good thing.
I was going to say, we were talking about Great Bend getting out to a quick start. No one in this booth, I should say, was thinking a 13-second score for the Panthers, as Diego Soto has a chance to put Great Bend up by a full 21 points. Here's the kick up and good for Great Bend. And so just 13 seconds into our second half, the Panthers lead 28-7 against Garden City here, as Great Bend has dominated in the special teams and on the defensive side of the ball so far tonight.
Yeah, outside of that first drive, this has been all Great Bend. I mean, they love what you're seeing. The kids were ready to compete, and they are competing their butts off. And this is good to see from Great Bend team that, has had some disappointing games this year where they thought they should have won, could have won. But right now, I mean, that was great blocking on I wish I would have picked up some numbers on the blocks, but they stuck with their man. They made every block legal. There was nothing there except open space for Cooper to run through. And
with that touchdowns, it means it's time for the scorer first with the Panthers. The third person to text their name to 620-639-6946. Again, that is 620-639-6-WIN. Will receive a gift certificate to Delgado's. You must text your name to the number, enter your chance to win a gift certificate for Delgado's. Third person will be chosen, as Great Bend now has a 28-7 lead following the second half. A kick return by Cooper Omont, able to take it the distance, get his second return touchdown in as many weeks for Great Bend. Now as Soto's kick down to Garden City, Allen, that's Zunt, now has it to the 30 for Garden City before he is ran out of bounds by Great Bend.
It's good coverage. Everybody stayed in their lane, didn't let any openings open up, and we tried to bounce it outside because we maintained our lanes, maintained our integrity on the coverage unit. We were able to get that stopped.
And so now the Garden City offense coming out. Great Bend with a terrific chance to set the tone for the rest of the night on the first offensive drive for Garden City. Let's see if the Panthers can't take advantage. 11 minutes, 41 seconds to go in this third quarter. Garden City, it's a handoff going to the left that the Panthers are all over. Great Bend stopping it in the backfield. It'll go down as a loss of 1 yard. Drops Garden City behind the 30 down to the Buffalo's 29-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and 11 as Great Bend off to a great start here in the second half.
And right there you saw the enthusiasm, what a kickoff return will do to you. I mean, Garden's line didn't have a chance with our front three, and we've gone to 3 down linemen now, back to more of our standard defense, thinking they're going to pass more.
As Garden City will come out a wide receiver to either side. Still going to be a play action out option to Allen as he's running off the right side off the pitch from Gomez. He'll have about 9 yards.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. It looked like Cooper Omar did a great job from that safety spot of his to come up and force the play. Just kind of overran a little bit and allowed the kid to get to the outside and pick up a nice gain. Otherwise, he played that pretty well.
3rd and 4 now for Garden City from their own 36-yard line. Garden City moving from right to left as they sit in the press box. Receiver to either side of the formation now. Gomez under center motion behind him. There'll be a dive going up the middle as Garden City will have the first down before the runner ran out of bounds, that time by a host of Panther players led by Cale Kern.
Yeah, that play's been giving us trouble all night. It's a little inside handoff to the wing on the left side. He comes back in on a little inside handoff. Looks like everything's coming to this left side, and it's just kind of an inside reverse, and we're losing contain out there. It's kind of hurting us, so we need to get that short up.
Garden City did pop out of bounds at the end of that run, trying to limit clock loss on these run plays, as it'll be a sweep going left This time, Villalobos not able to find any space as Ian Premer leads the charge of Panther tacklers, bringing him down right around the line of scrimmage. May have picked up 1 yard on the sweep around to the outside, so we'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 10.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Great Bend leads 28-7 against Garden City.
And Maddox Spray did a great job from his corner position, holding the edge, took on the blocker, didn't give any ground until the help could come from the inside.
So Great Bend 3 down linemen now as Garden City going to be rolling out to the right. It's an option now going to Allen. Allen with a little bit of space as Caden Hoffman slows him down before the reinforcements can get up and push him out of bounds. Hoffman set an edge out there, couldn't quite get the tackle, however, did make Allen have to bump that to the outside. Did pick up the first down yardage for Garden City as the Buffaloes will have it now down to the Great Bend 46 with a new set of downs.
Yeah, that's a nice job by sealing the edge. We just didn't get the help from our other corners.
And Great Bend now brings out 4 D linemen to run going up the middle as they'll go for about 1 yard. And we do get a flag after the play. Great Bend believes it'll be on Garden City.
Man, we'll wait and see. It was after the play. It was a late flag, so hard to tell what happened in there. We'll just have to wait and see what the announcement is.
We get some conference from the referees. Remind everyone that Panther football is brought to you in part by Equity Bank. No ATM fees nationwide. Learn more at equitybank.com. As we await the call, Matthew Johnson hyping up the crowd as
Garden, it's personal foul.
The call will go against Garden City. Is a personal foul, so how is that getting enforced?
Well, it's pretty simple. If it wasn't a dead ball foul, it just came in late, and it's from the end of the run is where that penalty's enforced, 15 yards. So it'd be about, they'll have first down and 20 to go.
And as a much better broadcaster than me once said, the education of Dandy Don continues up here in the box as Randy Wetzel providing the referee insight. Garden City facing a 2nd and about 20 yards as they have the 1st and 18, rather, a pitch now going to the outside. Allen has it on the right. Gonna gain about half of what Garden needed.
Yeah, it's good. That pitch is hurting us right now because we're not rallying to the ball enough. Once that play, they're sucking that dive in, and we're kind of waiting a half a step to make sure that guy's not got the ball. So that's slowing our pursuit down. We're doing a good job of coming and making the quarterback pitch. We just need some help arriving a little sooner.
And now a 2nd and 12 for Garden City on the right hash to get a little bit of misdirection as the Panthers are all over it in the backfield.
Yeah,
they'll drop the runner for a yard loss. They'll drop Garden City back to 3rd and 13. They do just have it on the other side of the midfield mark, so Garden City working at the Panther 49.
Yeah, and I didn't see who got that tackle, but that was great penetration on our part. They had no chance of making that play successful.
And so now a 3rd and 13. Clock drops under 9 minutes. Garden City dropping back to pass. Gomez looking to the left. Finds Allen on the left side as Allen's able to get by Cooper Lyles. Lyles catches up to him to make the tackle. And we have a late penalty on the tackle out of bounds. Looking like they're going to get Ian Premer on the late call as he came a little bit of late contact outside the play field.
Yeah, the play was over, and Ian just came in and added a little extra hit out of bounds, so it'll be a half-distance penalty and 1st and goal. That was a perfect pass. There's nothing you can do. Just tip your hat to him. Defender was right there running stride for stride, never found the ball, and it came right over his right shoulder, right into the breadbasket of the kid running the route.
And Ethan Allen plays that slot back position for Garden City. He's their leading wide receiver. There was almost 200 yards, now over 200 yards receiving on the season from that slot back formation as the call does come in against Ian Premer. Great Bend faithful unhappy with it, but Randy, to you, looked like the right call.
Yeah, it did. They got him for targeting, which fortunately for us, it's not the college rule where you're ejected from the game, but he led with his helmet when with the runner going out of bounds, and it's a good call. I mean, it cost us maybe 8-10 yards, but just got to bow up right here in the defense, make them take as much time as they can to score, run as much clock, and maybe force them into another miscue.
As it will bring up a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Garden City. Be working from the left hash as Coach Beck letting the Whitecap hear what he has to think about the call.
Yeah, he's not. They're having quite a discussion, and I think the White Hats has heard enough from Coach Beck, and we'll have to ask Coach Beck later. He may not want to talk about that one. Maybe in a win he will.
Hopefully there'll be plenty else to talk about as Garden City running a reverse now, all going off to the right. Panthers able to lock it up after gains maybe a yard, call it 2, as Garden City will work their way down to the 6-yard line.
And there was that inside handoff, and this time we got the penetration across the line of scrimmage and didn't let him get outside and have a big hole to run through.
And so going to be a 2nd and now 7 after the yard gain for Garden City. Great Bend working with 4 D linemen as a 2nd and goal situation for the Buffalo. Snap going to be back. Gomez rolling to his right, looking for the end zone. Panthers meet him at the goal line. They'll stop him at the 1-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Great Bend going to bring on a 5th defensive lineman. That's Tatum Harper running onto the field. Looks like Garden City bringing on a little bit of extra weight for themselves as they'll quickly move to the line. Gotta imagine there'll be another quick handoff here on 3rd and 1. 7.5 minutes. Great Bend leads 28-7. Up the middle. Panthers gonna have a chance at the stop, as he will come up just short. Panther defense holds strong. 5 defensive linemen clog the running lanes, and so Garden facing a 4th. I believe it'll be 4th and less than 1. That ball close to the end zone. Great Bend, big moment here as they lead 28-7. 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Garden City 4th and goal, less than 1 yard to go. We'll see what Jeff Lutz's Great Bend defense has in store. Garden City comes out. 10 bodies by the line of scrimmage. Just a handoff going up the middle. Great Bend not quite able to get the stop they needed.
Well, that's tough go, but they made it as hard as they could on them. Unfortunately had a big penalty in there that kind of aided them when we had them pushed back, and a perfect throw. But the best part about it is they almost took at least 5 minutes, maybe almost 6 minutes off the clock. We got the ball and still got a 2-possession lead.
You think about how much time they ate off. Great Bend scored in 13 seconds on the opening kickoff from Cooper Omot. Garden got the ball as the kick for the Buffaloes is up and good, so that makes the game 28-14 in favor of the Panthers. As we'll go ahead and send it on into a break here. Great Bend leading 28-14 against Garden City. Stick around here on B1043 The Point, your home for Panther football. And welcome back into B1043 The Point as the Panthers are able to get the return up to about the 30-yard line. That's Great Bend called the 31 of the Panthers as Great Bend begins their first drive of the second half, which is with just under 7 minutes, 6:47 to go here in the third quarter. Great Bend leads 28-14 against Garden City. Panthers come out, two receivers to the left, Colton Brock in the backfield on that side as well. Handoff going up the middle, Cody Miller. Miller fighting through contact as he'll have about 3 or 4 yards for Great Bend, working his way from the 31, called a 4-yard gain as he'll fight up to the 35 of Great Bend, right around the midfield mark. There's now 6.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Great Bend gonna be content chunking away some of this clock as they hold a 28-14 lead over the Buffaloes. The second down and 6 coming up for Great Bend from their own 35, trying to get the freeze on Garden City. Play clock ticking down, just 10 seconds there now. Daxton Minton looking to the sideline, communicating the play to the rest of the offense. 7 seconds to go, motioning Cody Miller out to the left side, running the option. Colton Brock, the lead blocker. Daxton Minton going to keep it himself, takes it across. He's going to have the first down, and we get a late flag thrown. So thrown around Ian Premer as he was trying to block on the edge of that sweep. We'll see what the referees want to call.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened there. You know, Dax made a good, nice cut, laying on that left side of the line. They just got two seniors over there they're going to rely on to get them guy for a hold.
So it will be a hold for Great Bend. Well,
the good news on this is it's a spot foul. So that was, we lose a first down, but it's only going to be second and about 11 yards. So
rather than that second and 20 that it would have been last year. So second and 12, clock still running, takes under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter as Great Bend trying to increase the lead over Garden City as the Panthers lead 28-14. Some motion from Maddox Spray coming from left to right across the formation. Handoff going up the middle to Cody Miller as he'll be met by the Garden City defense.
Yeah, there was no room to run. You know, most of our successes come on that left side. That time they had the whole thing bottled up. They're running. It looks like they got 3 down linemen, but they got a 4th guy up there and a 2-point stance right close to the line of scrimmage. Haven't seen them start coming up. The linebackers are still about 4 yards deep.
As Great Bend comes out, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cody Miller, Colton Brock lined up to the right of Daxton Minton in the backfield. Great Bend trying to get these freezes out as now the offense looking to the sideline. 5 seconds to go. I think Coach Beck wants to call a timeout as he will. So we'll go ahead and take one with him as with 4 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. Great Bend leads 28-14. Stick around here on B1043 The Point, your home for Panther football. And welcome back into B1043 The Point, your home for Panther football. With 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, Great Bend leads 28-14 here as Great Bend trying to move into the Garden City offensive, or into the Garden City side of the field. Great Bend has a 14-point lead after taking 21-point lead into the half. Garden City now trying to stop Great Bend as the Great Bend Panthers roll out to the right. Daxton Minton looking downfield on the pass, holding on to it, trying to find a target downfield, looking for Maddox Spray, cannot get the ball there. as the pass falls incomplete. Minton just looking downfield for anything he could find. Had some time as he was scrambling out to the right. Could not find a target downfield, so that'll bring up a 4th and 12. 4 minutes, 39 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they had everybody blanketed. Even that ball was a 50-50 ball, and Maddox did a good job of getting up there and trying to make the catch, but he had a guy draped all over him. It's high risk, but it almost worked for a first down.
And so Great Bend brings out the punt unit. We'll see Trenton Kern try to pin Garden City deep. Snap back, punt now off. It's a bit of a low kick as it'll take a friendly Great Bend bounce at around the 40, roll its way down to the 31 of Garden City. We'll go ahead and take it over into a break here as Great Bend leads 28-14. Stick around on B104.3 The Point as we'll have more Panther football right after this. And welcome back into Panther football on B104.3 The Point. Garden City able to get about 7 yards on their first play of this drive, working from their own 31-yard line. We'll move it up, call it a 6-yard gain. Instead, they'll have the ball at their Buffalo 37. Great Bend working with 3 defensive linemen. Call it 4 rather, as one pops down. Great Bend stopping the run. Ball is out.
We got it.
Owen Kaiser falls on it. Great Bend recovers another fumble against Garden City. We saw Ian Premer in the first half scoop and score. That time, the big Owen Kaiser able to fall on the ball. I think it might have been Cooper Lyles popping that one loose. Yep. Quick reaction from the big man as Great Bend now going to have the ball. Clock ticks under 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, huge play. Something we can't do, and they've been doing it all night, so we got to take advantage right here in short field, drive this thing, score at the end of it.
And fumbles plagued Garden City a bit this season. Gomez has 8 on the year, and a couple other players with 1 or 2. Ball security not been at the forefront for Coach Hill's squad as Great Bend comes out, 2 wide receivers to the left. Colton Brock now motioning from right to left in the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Cody Miller going to the left side. He's quickly met at the line of scrimmage, trying to work his way through contact. Might have fallen forward for a yard. Regardless, going to be a 2nd and long for Great Bend as the clock ticking down towards 3.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Would like to remind everyone that Panther football is brought to you in part by Stone Sand Company and Stone Waste Management, Dom Pipe Testing, Venture Corporation, and Bugles Dyke Chiropractic, GB, and St. John.
Yeah, we just need to sustain our blocks just a little bit longer, another tick, and let Cody bounce that out for a first down gain.
As Great Bend now working 2 receivers to that short side of the field, working from the left hash, motioning Spray from left slot to right now as it'll be a handoff following Spray. Cody Miller takes the ball off that right side. He'll work it down, have about a 3-yard gain, so he'll set up a 3rd and 6 for.
Starting to get a little chippy out there. We've had
it was a little bit of extracurricular out there that we're having to pay attention to.
Back judge did a great job of getting into it and getting it stopped. So we need to gain at least 5 yards on this play, so we got a more manageable 4th down. I assume we'll go for it.
As Great Bend leads here in the third quarter, 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Panthers lead 28-14 against Garden City. Colton Brock moving from left to right in the backfield. It's going to be a play-action pass. Minton doesn't like what he sees to the left, scrambles out to the right, trying to find Jacob Hall at the 30-yard line. Pass goes in front of Hall. So now clock stops, 2 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the third quarter as the Panthers facing a 4th and 6 from the 34-yard line of Garden City. I believe we're going to bring
this away.
the punt unit on. Don't want to give Garden City good field position.
Nope.
And Great Bend, they've got some athletes. They could potentially pin Garden City deep here with a coverage team consisting of Jace Schartz and Cooper Omon on the outside trying to run down, see if one of those fellows can't down it deep, as Garden City looks to be fully prepared for the fake.
Yeah, they're playing for the fake right now.
And snap a little high. It is a fake from Great Bend. Trenton Kern running to his left. He's got to get about back to the line of scrimmage. Will not have the first down. Looked like Garden City had an idea that might be coming. They didn't even have a man deep.
They left their defense on the field knowing that something was up. That's why you need that more manageable fourth down. So it was a good try, though. I mean, why not roll the dice? You got a 2-score lead. Take a chance. The ball's where they had it after the punt before, so it's kind of a draw.
It's not great starting field position for the Buffaloes regardless, as Garden City now takes over their own 33-yard line. Just over 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gomez dropping back, trying to find his target over the seam. He does, is brought down by 2 Panther defenders. That's Michael Villalobos. He'll have a first down across the 50-yard line for Garden City, as he'll have the ball down to the 47 of the Panthers. A chunk play for Garden City gets them rolling onto the Great Bend side of the field. So they'll come out 2 wide receivers to either side, 1 wide receiver to either side. It's going to be a sweep going to the edge. Gomez pitches it out now. Great play from Caden Hoffman. Shrugs off the wide receiver trying to set that edge, and the senior Hoffman able to cut down the runner, stop him after a gain of just 2. Brings up a 2nd and 8 from the Great Bend 45-yard line.
Yeah, that was just an excellent play. He stood his ground with the receiver, stood him up, then at the right time, got rid of him and made the play after quarterback made his cut.
So now the Buffaloes, 1 minute and 20 seconds on the clock. Garden City 2nd and 8. Handoff going off to the right. Stopped in its tracks by Brody Schnoblin. Defensive tackle making a play there. It's Great Bend working with 4 down linemen, able to stop the run, bring up what will be a 3rd and 7 for the Buffaloes, as we'll take under a minute here to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and that looks like that's kind of what Brody's job is right now, is get rid of the blocker, find the fullback coming, tackle him. If he's got the ball, great. If he doesn't, move on. You're
at least taking away one of those options, as Zun comes motioning around. They'll hand it off to Villalobos, and he'll be tackled in the backfield.
Nice job
Dion Jones and Cooper Lyles. Nice little defensive end outside linebacker combination working in tandem to bring him down. Dion Jones, a strong kid, able to set some terrific edges, as now a 4th and 8 for Garden City. 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Great Bend leads 28-14. We'll see if Garden tries to run this last play. Great Bend, hold your water here, as they may just try to get him a jump. They won't. Garden City gonna run play action pass. Gomez booting to his right. He's looking downfield. Incomplete, as the Panthers able to break up the pass. That's Cale Kern in coverage. The freshman, no fly zone, as Great Bend will take over to start the fourth quarter. Great Bend leads 28-14 here at Great Bend Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back on your home for Panther football this fall. B104.3 The Point.
At this time, please direct your attention.
And welcome back into B1043 The Point, your home for Panther football, as the Panther defense gets a stop on 4th down to end our 3rd quarter. The Panthers have a 28-14 point lead here to begin our final frame. Randy, been a good game so far for the Panthers. What are you looking to see here in this final quarter?
Just, again, don't put the ball on the ground, maintain drives. Hopefully that end in a score. And before we go on, I want to give a shout out to Matt Westerhouse. He's done a great job tonight of recognizing the other fall teams between these 1-minute breaks. He just did the lady volleyball team.
Absolutely, as the Panther handoff goes to the left. Cody Miller with a little bit of space. He's at the 40, the 35, the 30. One man to beat, will not quite be able to get past him, but Miller moves it down inside the Buffalo 20-yard line for Great Bend. Just had the safety, Evan Finch, to beat. Finch had the angle, though. Yep. Cody churning away, chipping away at some of these shorter runs, finally able to break one off to begin the 4th quarter for Great Bend.
Yeah, and we're leaning on that left side right now. Trenton Kern and Matthew Johnson are doing a great job of opening holes. Like you said, safety had the angle on him, so it was hard for him to get in the end zone. But hey, we got in great shape right now. Let's stick this thing in, get it back to a 3-score lead.
Panthers come out. Maddox Spray, Jacob Hall to the right, Ian Premer, the lone receiver, to the left, as Colton Brock, Cody Miller lined up in the backfield with Daxton Minton. It's going to be a handoff going up the middle to Miller. Not able to find much space that time around, as Garden City trying to limit the run game. Great Bend going to be content churning some time off this clock.
Absolutely.
As they'll bring up a 2nd down, 11.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Panthers up 28-14 on conference rival Garden City.
And while we're talking about that volleyball team, I'd like to see a lot of people come up here tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll play the first game against Salina Central, and if they win that, they'll be in the championship to go to state.
30-4 record for the Lady Panthers. An impressive mark, an impressive volleyball team this season. Looking forward to see what they can do in the postseason. Led by Shelly Duval, as the snap now going to Cody Miller off the left side. He'll have a break at the 10, gets it across the 10 to the 5, into the end zone for Great Bend. Ian Premer with a nice block to lead that one. Cody Miller following it perfectly, as he'll have it 34-14 for Great Bend over Garden City here in this one. Great Bend, Diego Soto gonna have a chance to make it 35-14. Great run off the left side by Cody Miller.
Yeah, he came off that left side, had to break 2 tackles. Once he got in, they came up and he had nothing but free space. And like I say, Ian maintained his block and just pushed his guy back to about the 2-yard line. Cody cut right off of him and easy into the end zone.
And something I love to see on that one, as the kick from Soto up and good, makes it 35-14 in favor of Great Bend here. 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Something you love to see from Ian Premer, just as excited to block on that touchdown for Cody Miller as he was on the interception he got earlier in this game. On the fumble recovery, selfless play there from Great Bend might be a reason why they hold a 35-14 lead over Garden City with 11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and just that's a great drive, taking over on downs at the quarter. What is about 60-yard drive, and that's exactly what you need. Took some time off the clock, no passes thrown, just drove it right down with a couple big runs by Cody, and he's got to be over 100 yards tonight.
And he is now north of 100 yards in this game. Cody Miller playing well these past couple of weeks, and really the offensive line right now leaning on that left side. However, not getting a whole lot of pressure on these run plays all across the board. It's nice for Great Bend to be able to lean on the run game. Not necessarily cold now, but if the Great Bend Panthers want to take a deep playoff run, having a run game when the weather gets nasty can sure help go a long way, as Diego Soto ready to get this ball kicked off as the Panthers lead a 35-14 against Garden City here. Kick up and on the way will be fielded by Allen. Allen now up to the 30, nearly to the 35 of Garden City before he's brought down by the Panther kick unit.
Good coverage.
Was some nice coverage. Is still a beautiful night out here, late October. Panther defense stepping onto the field, trying to contain a Garden offense that so far been able to really have, or the Panther defense been able to stop Garden when they want to. Only allowed 2 scores, 1 on the opening drive of the first half, as Great Bend rolling with a 3-man defensive line front, as Garden City hopefully going to be forced to pass. The option now rolling out as he gets it out to Ruiz. Ruiz going to have close to a 3-yard gain, nearly 4 yards for Garden City, as it'll be a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, that's a good job by our defense stringing it out. Yeah, he got 4 yards, but that's okay. They got to go 65 yards to get to within 2 scores. So the longer you make them take it down there, the better our chances get of winning this game. So if they want to run it like that, let's go, let them do it.
That's the thing on the scoring drives. Garden City has not necessarily moved the ball quickly, as the snapback Gomez looking to pass to the left, ball going deep in the air. Nearly tipped interception. 2 Panthers had a chance on it.
Yeah,
Cooper Lyles had his hands bounced out of his grasp. Then Maddox Spray running down and nearly got his hands on it. Almost another turnover for Garden City. Instead, brings up a 3rd and 6 at the Garden 39-yard line.
I didn't see who got their hands on it, but I think Matt Johnson got a big paw on there and got the ball straight up in the air. That would have put the lights out if we could have got that turnover right there. We got some more opportunities.
It's the 3rd and 6, 10 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. Emilio Zunt
Nice
handling it on.
Play.
Garden City is. Great Bend comes up to stop him just short of the first down.
That was a little inside reverse. They gave it to the back going left, and the wing from the other side was coming in motion back towards the ball. They gave it to him. Our guys did a great job of reading and recognizing and kept that from being a first down. Now we just got to try to get another 4th down stop.
It's going to be 4th and less than 1. We saw Great Bend stand firm on a 4th down earlier. See if the Panthers can't do it again. It'll be a sweep going to the outside. It's Allen trying to hit a cutback. It'll be close. It'll matter where they spot him.
I think he got it. His forward progress looked like he crossed the 45-yard line.
It would have been very impressive if the Panthers were able to stop his forward progress, because he was at least past the 44, if not up to the 45 between those down markers. We'll have to see where the spot is.
It's going to be tight. I don't know. It was a good spot by the head linesman over there. He came right in, had it right away. There's a great play by, I think that was Ian Premer coming up and putting the stick on him.
I believe it was.
Just a half step short, so we'll see what happens here.
So we get the chains brought out for a measurement.
They got it just by the nose.
Just barely. You see the Panther reaction. They know how close they were. The thing is, clock ticks under 9.5 minutes to go. Great Bend up 3 scores, 35-14 over Garden City. Anytime you can get churned off this clock, gonna work in Great Bend's favor. So I remind everyone that Panther football tonight is brought to you in part by the American Plains Co-op, Magna Dry Cleaning Services, Comfort Pro, and by Innovative Livestock Services. So a fresh set of downs for Garden City at the Buffalo 45-yard line. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. Great Bend leads 35-14. Garden City with a little bit of motion. Gomez going to drop back to pass, looking left now, trying to scramble. He will get it up to Zunt. Zunt makes a man miss in the secondary before being pushed out of bounds.
Yeah,
stepped out before that move, so instead of having it across the Panther 25-yard line, he'll be down back right around the 38 for Great Bend.
Yeah, he just found the soft spot in our zone just behind the linebacker in front of the corner, sat down, got it there, but again, keep them driving. They got 33 yards to go. Run as much clock as we can, cover an onside kick or two, and we got this game.
Great Bend bringing a defensive lineman off. That's Aiden Davidson taking a rest as Panthers shift to a 3-man defensive front. Garden City running up the middle off that left side. They'll have about 8 yards as they hand it off to Ruiz. Takes it into the Panther defense.
It's a good job, just, not letting him get outside. We turned everything back in. Sure, he got 7-8 yards, but you can't let them get outside and have a free run to the end zone, have a quick score.
Also,
make them drive.
Keeping them away from the sideline, keeping the clock churning as Garden City handing it off again. Gets another big chunk as will have about 6-7 yards, working his way down now to the Panther 20-yard line. Panthers going to go back to the four-man front to bring Aiden Davidson back onto the field.
Yeah, again, we're going to be, after this play, we'll be under 8 minutes. Just keep him out of the end zone a couple more times. We'll be around that 6-minute mark. Feel good about your chances.
1st and 10 for Garden City from the Great Bend 20-yard line. Gomez looking to his right, rolling out that way, throws a deep shot into the end zone to Zunt. Zunt gonna be close on whether or not he had it. Does not get the feet down. Was an impressive catch from the Garden City wide receiver. However, ran out of bounds by Caden Hoffman. Hoffman blanketing coverage on the play. Was just a pretty pass into a nice bucket. Zunt able to make the catch. Doesn't get the foot down.
Yeah, that's a great pass. He had a defender right in his face. I didn't see the number, but it looked like maybe
Caden Hoffman.
Caden Hoffman. Caden got right in his face, and he's still able to put that ball where only his man could get it.
Now 2nd and 10 for Garden City, working it off the run on the left side as the clock dips under 8 minutes to go here, rather 7:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Garden working after a 8-yard run on second, makes it 3rd and 2 on the left hash from the Great Bend 12-yard line. Garden handing it off to the left. Great Bend gets some penetration, does not get the tackle in the backfield. Panther D lineman had a chance to drop him behind the line. Instead, it was Brody Schnoblin there. Had some terrific penetration. Rare you see him fall off a tackle like that. I feel like a lot of times he's able to show some strength, work his way through the tackle.
Brody's been taking a beating in there by 2 and 3 guys at a time, so I imagine that young man's tired, but great job of getting in there and letting his buddies come back and help.
As a 50 lineman runs on, that's Tatum Harper, the option for Gomez, going outside to Ruiz. Ruiz able to get into the end zone, so that will trim the Panther lead down a bit. This Great Bend will still have a 35-20 point pending the PAT from Garden City. And like you were saying, Brody Schnoblin kind of have his hands full on the interior of that Garden offensive line, as the starting line for Garden City: left guard 285, center 260, right guard 285. Over 600 pounds of mass there in the middle of the field, as we have a injured Panther on the field. So with 7 minutes 12 seconds to go here in the ball game, we'll take a break as Great Bend leads 35-20. Stick around as we'll have more Panther football coming up right after this. And
On for the extra point, number 33, Jesus Rodriguez.
welcome back in as Caden Hoffman able to hop up and gingerly walk his way off the field. The extra point from Garden City now is up and good. So Great Bend still leads 35-21. 7 minutes 12 seconds to go here in our ball game. Caden Hoffman, senior cornerback for the Panthers, sitting on the sideline with Dr. Gormley. Good old Dr. G does a lot for Great Bend. Been integral in helping get players like Deion Jones back on the field. Trenton Kern, we've seen him have a few bumps and bruises here and there. Dr. G all over it as he's working with Caden Hoffman. Hoffman did appear to pop up a walk off under his own power, so hopefully just a stinger on a Panther player who's been so important for Great Bend here in this year. So hopefully we'll see Great Bend 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this ball game. They're leading by 14. Hopefully we can see Great Bend work some clock off of this, or work some time off this clock.
First thing is secure this kickoff. I wouldn't be surprised to see an onside kick here this early. I mean, what do you got to lose? You're down 2 scores. Clock's your enemy right now if you're Garden City. So we got to defend first the onside kick, and if they don't onside it, then we got to cover it up on the back end.
Can't let what happened to Garden City happen to Great Bend. Garden botched a kick return earlier, ended up giving the ball back to Great Bend around the Garden 25-yard line. Great Bend quickly able to score. Garden City ready for the kickoff. Does look like it'll be an onside kick. It is expertly recovered by Great Bend. It's Ian Premer.
Yeah, they had their hands team in there.
Makes sense to have the wide receiver there, trying to make sure that does ensure that the ball easily fielded. So Great Bend takes over at their own 48-yard line. Still 7 minutes, 12 seconds to go in this ball game, as Great Bend going to be coming out looking to run the ball. Last drive, we saw him having a lot of success running behind Trenton Kern, Matthew Johnson. See if that trend doesn't continue, or if Great Bend wants to mix it up. They come out in the pistol. Colton Brock, Cody Miller to the right of Daxton Minton. As the snap back, handoff going left to Cody. Miller now up to the 50, might have worked his way across it, just barely scooting into a Buffalo side of the field, as he'll have it on just the other side of the 50-yard line. So Great Bend gonna be looking at about 2nd and 8 on this upcoming play. The clock ticks under 7 minutes.
And I don't think you'll see the ball go in the air unless it's a really safe pass, because right now our enemy's the clock. I mean, it's on our side, and we just got to run it. We got to keep it running. A couple first downs, and I think we'll be in great shape. So I think you'll see a steady diet of ground and pound.
As the Great Bend, 2 receivers to the right, Ian Premer, the lone one to the left. It'll be a run going to that left side. Colton Brock, lead block for Cody Miller. Miller fighting his way up. He'll get about 3 yards. So Great Bend will be faced with a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, it's just, you got to keep that clock running. If you throw an incomplete pass, you're stopping the clock, which is benefit of Garden City. So, again, I don't see us doing anything crazy here unless it's really something that's safe, that's there. You tell Dax if it's there, take it. If not, hold on to it.
Could potentially see some play action where he can throw a quick pass into the flat if he needs to. As on 3rd and 6, Great Bend trying to get the Garden City defense to jump. Garden City doesn't bite. Daxton Minton communicates the play. They'll motion Maddox Spray from left to right. The snap is back. Minton dropping back. It's a screen set up pretty beautifully to Miller. Miller makes the man miss at the 50. Still on his feet as he's working his way. Gonna be close to the first down. Don't think he quite got the yardage. But the play blocking set up well by Great Bend, and then Miller able to make a couple men miss.
Yeah, we were 1 block away from having the first down there, but Cody did a great job of making something out of nothing, and it looks like we got a Garden City player a little bit shaken up, so we'll see what happens.
As he is
first down.
And you do hear the cheer as the first down gets announced. Miller able to fight his way through. It's Emilio Zunt, a little banged up for Garden City.
I think they need to stop this and get that young man's hurt. He's don't know if it's his hand or he's kind of bent over, but I guess they're going to let it go.
He seems to be thinking he's staying on the field. Panthers not going to slow down. They're lined up, ready to run a play. Let's see if they don't try to attack that left side where Zunt's lined up as safety. Jumbo package on for Great Bend here on 1st and 10. There'll be a handoff going left. Garden City able to get
timeout
after that one, and Garden City will call a timeout as the clock dips under 5 minutes to go. Great Bend leads 35-21 as we'll take a timeout with them here on B104.3 The Point, your home for Panther sports.
Garden selling out on the
welcome back into B1043 The Point, your home for Panther football this fall. As with just under 5 minutes to go, Great Bend leads 35-21 here in the fourth quarter. Great Bend working their way into Garden City territory as they have a 2nd and 11 to go from the Buffalo 43-yard line. See if Great Bend can't just keep chewing time off this clock. They've chewed off about 2.5 minutes. Great Bend comes out, trips to the left. That's Ian Premer and Trenton Kern lined up in front of Cooper Oma in this weird formation we saw earlier. Now motioning Cody Miller out behind them over that way as well. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, Daxton Minton, running to the left. Get a set Trenton Kern up out there wide, setting a far edge as Daxton Minton will dash forward. He'll pick up about 5 yards on that one, maybe 6. And we will get another timeout called by Garden as they're trying to limit the time Great Bend can chew off the clock. We'll go ahead and keep this one right here. I'd like to remind everyone that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Equity Bank. More than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. EquityBank.com. As Garden City now working with just 1 timeout remaining in this game. Huge for Great Bend as the Panthers lead 35-21. 4 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. So if Garden City does get the ball back, not going to be able to stop the clock much on their own without getting out of bounds or an incomplete pass.
And on that last play, Dax could have bounced that thing outside and maybe got a couple more yards, but that would have put him in peril of going out of bounds. And what you don't want to do right now is run out of bounds. Keep the thing in bounds and keep that clock rolling.
Would like to thank our press box food sponsors. We get a handoff going to the left side. Great Bend will move it down. We'll get maybe a yard as Garden City will call their final timeout. However, here late in the fourth quarter, not feeling too peckish up in the press box after the handlebar. Megan Halinde providing some excellent roast beef sandwiches in the pregame.
Yeah, Megan did a great job hooking us up. I appreciate it. Megan, a former student, has done a great job with the handlebar, taking it over from the previous owner and making it her own and being very successful at it. And really proud of what she's done as a former Great Bend alum.
I'll tell you what, they've got, I believe it's a cowboy burger. You throw some barbecue sauce and an onion ring on a burger, get a little egg on there too.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff, but can't hardly beat the burnt ends, man.
It's tough. So many great options at the handlebar. Proud sponsors of the Great Bend Press Box, keeping us going here as Great Bend leads 35-21 against Garden City. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go. The Panthers with a 4th and 6 from the Garden City 38-yard line. They'll go ahead and go for it. 3 receivers to the right. Ian Premer, the lone receiver on the left. Great Bend nearly gets a jump from Garden City. However, the Buffaloes...
I'd like to know if Dax can punt it. I'd like to see a little
quick
punt.
kick. That would be nice to see. See what Great Bend wants to do. I believe the Panthers now will take a timeout. We'll go ahead and take one with them here as Great Bend leads 35-21 in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go in this game. Stick around on B1043 The Point as we'll have more Panther football coming your way right after this. And welcome back to B1043 The Point. Great Bend now, after coming out with the offense before the timeout on a 4th and 6, brings the punt unit onto the field. Trenton Kern back deep, ready to boot it away into Garden territory. Like you said, no one back deep as Kern will angle a punt out of bounds. It'll go inside the 20, out right about the...
Oh, man.
Garden. Do we have a?
No, it just
did not take.
He angled it. He was trying to angle it, but it kind of looked like my tee shot and hooked a little bit quicker, and they're going to get it at 26.
At first, I thought the referee was running a little bit deeper. The side judge here was running past the 20. Instead, ball does get marked at the 26. So Garden City, no timeouts. Great Bend leads 35-21, 4.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Panther defense gonna have to stand strong. You should be able to salt away a Great Bend win. Panthers 3 down linemen. Cale Kern, Matthew Johnson, and Trenton Kern playing the linebackers behind those fellas with the hand in the dirt. Now it's Gomez scrambling to his right, directing traffic downfield. He'll throw and he'll find his receiver open. That's Michael Villalobos, just shy of the 40. So it'll be a first down for Garden City. However, once we get the chains moved, the clock will keep rolling.
I've been impressed by the young man throwing the ball for him. He's put the ball right where it needs to be and got a little zip on it. You know, we didn't know we could pass it this well because they haven't had to.
He's been one of the more efficient passers in the WAC this season. Is now Gomez dropping back again. Pressure from the left, and it's a sack. Deion Jones brings him down on first down, moving them back. The senior defensive lineman, all WAC last year, been battling through some injuries. Injured his elbow last year, then this year injures the knee, comes back, been a force for the Panthers in every game he's played in so far this year.
Yep. Just beat his block and run down the quarterback.
Brings up a second and 14 now as Garden City going to hand it going up the middle. They'll get a chunk of that back, call it about 10 yards, maybe only 9, as it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they ran that with the purpose of they're going to go for a 4th down. So you got to get back the yardage you lost, plus he got some. Now it puts him in a very manageable 2-down area.
Did gain the full 10 yards, so it brings up 3rd and 4, 3 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the 4th quarter here. For a pitch going outside as Gomez flicks it to Zunt. Zunt brought down hard on the sideline by Matthew Johnson, running in from his outside linebacker position. That's actually Ethan Allen, the ball carrier for Garden City. Matthew Johnson runs over, lays a stick. As now 3 minutes, 8 seconds to go here. Garden City does get a fresh set of downs as they move the ball across the Panther 45-yard line. Garden City has possession at the 44 on the right hash. Garden moving from left to right as you sit in the press box. Great Bend leads 35-21. Snap back now, handoff going up the middle. Ruiz fumbles the ball and Great Bend falls on it. Cale Kern strips the ball loose. Matthew Johnson, they're able to fall on it. 3 fumble recoveries for the Panthers here in this game, and that should just about put this game away as Great Bend will be able to run the ball. Garden City, no timeouts in this game, as with just 3 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Great Bend holds a 35-21 lead over Garden City. Yeah, the Panthers in great position.
Yeah, Cale Kern just got there, and he got the wrap up, put his hand on the nose of the ball, and yanked. Strong young man got it out of there, and Johnny on the spot, our ball. I think we got this game in the bag.
Emphasis on strong, emphasis on young there for Cale Kern as just a freshman. Made a play on the last drive, breaking up a pass on 4th down. This time strips the ball away. Great Bend trying to get a jump, as instead they'll call a timeout to avoid. Exactly, trying to avoid a delay of game. So Great Bend, a 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. So I'd like to remind everyone tonight that Panther football is brought to you in part by People's Bank and Trust, Empire Realty, Schrader Homes and Remodeling, and by the Great Bend Rec Center, all proud sponsors of Great Bend football, along with Equity Bank, your hometown sports partner. Visit one of our 5 local area banks in Great Bend, Larned, Maxwell, and St. John, equitybank.com.
Yeah, we can run about 2 minutes off the clock here, and that'll put Garden in a real bad hole. So we just got to be strong with the ball, put 2 hands on the ball as you go into the line of scrimmage, knowing that they're going to be doing the same thing Cale just got done doing. They're going to be yanking and pulling at the ball. First guy gets there, secures the tackle, and everybody else is going to be tugging. So ball security, utmost importance for this last 3:04.
And now, like you said, Great Bend really able to run about 2 minutes off the clock. That's assuming they don't get a first down.
Right.
This Panther offense running the ball, not really been much of a struggle here in the second half, as they've had a couple of nice time-consuming drives, able to control some clock. Great Bend, Cody Miller handed off, going off the right side, finds a hole, he's at the 50, gets across to the 45, down to the 40 of Garden City, and so Great Bend immediately gets that first down. Did look like Cody Miller took a bit of a spill at the end of that.
But that was a big, huge run. Garden's been selling out on the run the last couple drives we've had, and right there they just sold out in the wrong hole, and Cody made them pay.
So now Great Bend clock runs under 3 minutes to go as they have a first down from the 40-yard line of the Garden City Buffaloes. See what they want to do on first down. Cody Miller stepping off the field here as helmet popped off at the end of that play. I believe that's Cooper Omont in the backfield. Now, never mind, it's Connor Holiday back up running back as Daxton Minton. He'll take it up the middle on the quarterback keeper. Great Bend moves it up, maybe gets 4 yards on a nice keeper by Daxton Minton. Holiday running off. Miller runs on, takes his place back in the backfield. 3-yard gain by the Panthers. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this ball game. Great Bend leads 35-21 as the Panthers just trying to milk the clock off this game.
And Dak's got to keep an eye on the play clock, and he shouldn't even think about snapping it till it gets under 8 seconds, and snap it at under 5 and run this thing as long as we can.
And you like to see it from the O-linemen. They're not getting down until about 10, 12 seconds on the clock, not having to stay in this position as snap is back. Going to be handoff up to Miller, going up the middle of the line. The clock ticks under a minute and 40 seconds. Like you said, Great Bend doing an excellent job, not getting down close to where it's going to be. It's close if it'll be a delay of game, hiking it with 8 seconds, 7, 6, milking time off the clock. But still looking a great way to end the regular season for the Panthers here at home. Going to need a little bit of luck if they want to be hosting next week, but this is a step in the right direction. As Great Bend, minute left to go in this ball game. Panthers lead 35-21. Snap is back. It's a handoff going left to Miller. Miller working that left side. He'll have close to a first down. I think he does too. We'll have to wait on the spot. That will be ball game. He does get the first down, and so as the clock ticks under a minute to go, the Panther faithful rise to their feet. You can feel the grandstands shaking, and it's going to be another Panther victory here tonight. It's Great Bend going to move to 5-3 on the season. See what Great Bend has in store here.
Just got to have one kneel down, and it's a win in the bank.
As we have Maddox Spray stepping on to take the kneel down. He'll take the snap and kneel it down as get a little bit of an extra shove there on the knee. Typically, the trenches don't get too feisty.
Yep, might as well have a senior take the last snap at home, maybe. Let's hope for somebody, the right team.